there was so much leading up to it, so much excitement, and then so much devastation.
Also new at 6, as COVID continues to complicate nearly every aspect of life, we're taking an in-depth look at how giving birth has now changed. Our Michael Martin sat down with 2 West Michigan families this week who recently had babies.
And they say they were not able to see or even hold their babies for nearly a week because of COVID-related safety protocols. Michael Martin now joins us live in the studio with their story. Michael?
Max, Janice, both families we spoke to understand the harsh realities of COVID and frankly expected safety protocols to put a fork in their initial birth plans. But when both couples ended up testing positive for the virus as they were about to deliver, they ended up being isolated away from their newborns. Both families now worried sick at the potential long-term impact this could have on them and their children.
It was hard to wrap my head around it.
The news that Casey and Kara Bennett were having twin girls came as a big surprise, but one they embraced with nervous excitement.
Kind of changed everything. And then I knew it was a high-risk twin pregnancy, actually.
2 cribs, 2 sets of blankets, 2 of everything baby. At 2:45 a.m. last Thursday, Kara's water broke, and they drove out to Spectrum Butterworth in Grand Rapids.
At that time, I just saw my chart message or a test results message that the COVID test I had done the day before was positive.
Right before going under to deliver via C-section, they say they were told that positive test result would mean she wouldn't be able to hold or see their baby girls for 10 days.
Like a suffocating feeling that there were no options, but that seems to contradict the fallacy that as an employee I could be in the hospital.
Kara, who works at Spectrum herself, was notified as she laid in her hospital bed that she could return to work in just 5 days.
I could return to work before I could see my children, so it seems very backwards to me that that is the priority.
It ended up being 8 days before Kara was physically reunited with little Evelyn and Nora, but now worried about what she missed out on in that time.
There's a lot of research on skin to skin and how important it is, and I think they worry that they really missed out and the baby is lonely and scared and needs them, and that is all true.
Carrie Van Wielden, who runs Nurtured Path in East Grand Rapids, helps families experiencing perinatal mood and anxiety disorders. She says she's seen an increase in appointment requests as the pandemic has raged on.
Often things don't go as we expect, especially during a COVID crisis.
For Holland couple Jason Widener and Teresa Sales, the birth of their son Elliot certainly did not go as expected.
We actually took a COVID test because we weren't feeling well Sunday evening as well, an at-home test. Found out that we had COVID as we were going into the hospital.
Everything seemed straightforward enough until the next morning when her doctor broke her water.
They knew I was dilated to a 4 when he broke my water, and nothing happened after that.
2 hours later, Teresa says a tech came in to administer her epidural without checking to see how far along she was.
She lays back on the bed, contraction, and here he comes.
The couple says it was mere minutes from that point before baby Elliot simply came out.
If her hand wasn't there, he probably would have shot off the bed.
Yeah, he was delivered onto the bed.
Their son was safe, but he too would quickly be whisked off to the NICU.
But they walked us through the procedure, also saying that we would have a camera put up.
Expecting access to a live feed of their baby in the NICU, the couple was soon told it could be 4 days before a camera would be available.
I cried, not gonna lie. I was very frustrated. I probably said a few words I probably shouldn't have.
They ended up getting it within 24 hours, but wouldn't see their baby in person again for 6 days.
I kind of feel like we were robbed our bonding and closure time.
In response to what both families went through, Spectrum Health tells Fox 17 in part, "We understand and value the importance of baby and family bonding, and we have worked tirelessly through the pandemic to help make these connections while complying with CDC guidelines."
Bonding happens throughout their whole pregnancy. So that baby already knows your rhythms. That baby already knows you.
And Van Wielden says when families put in the work, some of what is lost in the chaos of COVID can be regained.
It's important to know that that bonding has already happened and can't be taken away.
Now, both couples are still waiting for the day their new babies get the green light to head on home. They say the twins, Evelyn and Nora, and baby Elliot, are all making substantial progress in the NICU. For now, though, live in the studio, Michael Martin, Fox 17 News.